Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. And today I'm gonna do what I think is a little bit of a more serious video on here. And before I get into this, I am going to be talking about going through a divorce or a separation as a YouTuber. And I think it's an important topic to talk about. I get messaged all the time from people saying, did you see this? Did you see that? And you know, I see it all. I see it all go on. You know, I think that people put out little clues and little hints because sometimes on YouTube, it's really hard to come out, or on any form of social media, it's really hard to come out and just say, hey, look, things didn't turn out the way that we wanted to. We're going our separate ways. It is what it is. And, you know, it's something that as an uber fan of YouTube, I never really understood until I was sitting on the other side, until I was sitting in the chair and talking about my own life. And one of the things that I decided before I ever started making YouTube videos was that I was going to show all of my life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, all of it, you know? And especially with my relationship. I was gonna talk about my relationship, I was gonna show it all. And, you know, I have shown it all on my vlog, my relationship with my husband. And we have been together now just short of 10 years together and just short of 7 years married. So, you know, I've shown it on there. And last year, I talked about some difficulties that we were having in our relationship. And then I went on to talk about marriage counseling and how we've been going through marriage counseling and how much it has really helped us. And then I sing the praises of marriage counseling. And a lot of people ask me, why do you put that out there? The other people say, thank you so much for talking about it. Because, you know, I felt alone. My husband, my wife won't go to marriage counseling. A lot of couples watch my videos together, which I think is really cool. You know, a lot of boyfriends message me and say, my girlfriend loves your videos. Will you shout her out? A lot of husbands do that for their wives and things like that. And, you know, it's a really awesome thing to know that I am part of somebody's ritual at night, that people get together and they watch my videos and it calms them down, which I find hard to believe sometimes, you know, or they watch my Peterisms videos where I tell stories of my life, or my vlog where I'm just showing my life or just talking about random stuff. But at the same time, you know, it's me exposing a lot of my life. And I got on video and I chose to do that. You know, I turned on the camera and I chose to invite you guys into my life, into my home. And I don't know that when I started it, I'm almost 2 years anniversary of being on my very first channel, BookTube, comes up this Friday. I don't know that when I sat down to make my very first video, if I had any idea that it would end up, you know, where it is now. And I am nowhere near on the level of some of these YouTubers that have hundreds of thousands, if not millions upon millions of subscribers, you know? And I joke and I say that's a small country, but it really is. It's a town, it's a country, you know? It's a gathering. And what happens, I think, a lot of times when we are fans of people on YouTube is that we are brought into their lives and we feel like we're part of their life. We feel like we're part of their family. I know that I have felt very much like that with many YouTubers. And in fact, it's what made me want to get on YouTube to begin with. And, you know, it was very deliberate, me talking about things in I just wanted to be that person on YouTube and share all that. But I don't know that when I sat down on that very first video, or even 6 months later, that I had any idea, you know, that all the questions that would come up when I share something, then there's 10 more questions and on and on and on. I don't think many YouTubers think that way. And the reality is I was much older when I started. So you would think that maybe I was a little bit more wise about the ways of the world, but I just wasn't. And whether it's Twitter or whether it's Instagram or whether it's Facebook, no matter what social media platform you choose to use and you like the most, whenever you go through a breakup or something really, you know, disheartening happening in your life, to share that with the people that socially know you through social media has to be difficult. I just can only imagine. And, you know, the times that I have had, like my aunt pass away, and I've shared about that, and I've talked at length about my sobriety and my marriage, and I've talked about my mother's passing, and, you know, on and on and on. To share those pieces with somebody is really personal, and it's an invitation, yes, but at the same time, it is not an allowance for other people to say, well, you talk about this on a public level, so there we deserve to know all the answers. That's just not the case. And let me tell you why I'm doing this video today. About I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago, started following a YouTube couple. Now, I am very deliberately not going to talk about any of the YouTubers' names when I talk about this for a couple reasons, except for one, that I'm going to say something that she tweeted out. Because I did a video not too long ago talking about, somebody's relationship. It has been kind of a status on my channel that I do not get on and gossip or talk about rumors about somebody's marriage. I do not know the conditions of somebody else's relationship. And, and I'm not passing judgment on other people that do that, okay? Do I read the gossip magazines about people's breakups? Absolutely. On and on and on. I do think there's a difference when it comes to YouTube and major league celebrities. I really do. And let me tell you what I think the difference is. When we see pop stars, music stars, movie stars, TV stars, they have a team of people around them, okay? They have managers and mentors and agents and people around them that are directing them on the statements to make and what to say. And a lot of these larger YouTubers do as well, but not until they get on that huge level. And so, it's hard when you start because what you're putting out there, you're not at a level where you have a manager saying, think about what you're doing, or don't say this, or don't say that, or hey, this is how you should handle the situation, on and on and on. So it's different because most of the YouTubers that we watch are just human beings, which is why we relate to them so much and why we become uber fans of them, because we love them, right? So when they go through a separation or a divorce, that they have shared very publicly their marriage or their relationship on YouTube, we feel like we're personally impacted by that. But the reality is we aren't. And, about 7 or 8, 9 years ago, I started watching a YouTube couple and watched their vlogs every day. They vlogged every day for many, many years. And I'm sure some people know who they are. And, I really just got excited every day. If they hadn't posted a video by a certain point, this is long before I was ever on YouTube. And they are a major reason why I am sitting here on camera today. Because I just loved watching their vlogs and seeing their life unfold. And I thought, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it too. And I think that's the message that I like to send to anybody out there, is that if you see this 45-year-old man sitting here, okay, in a chair, and you want to start a YouTube channel, you can start a YouTube channel. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it. And so I watched their videos for years. And they stopped vlogging one day, and I was kind of devastated about it. It wasn't like they had announced it, but then I slowly started noticing that they stopped posting videos as often. Now, as a fan, I wondered what was going on. But it wasn't like I was tweeting to them like, hey, I deserve an answer, what's going on? And, then slowly I stopped going to their channel because they just weren't posting any information or any new videos, so there wasn't anything for me to watch. Today, one of them posted, I saw one of their tweets first that said that they had gone their separate ways. And then the other one commented on it. And I just had this immediate, overwhelming sadness, My dog Boo Radley is up here. And he says, I want to be in the video, Dad. And I just had this overwhelming sadness, reading these tweets. And most of the people were very, very supportive of them and said, hey, we just want you to be happy and whatever. But at the same time, I was like, it's an end of an era. I can't believe, I have watched them together for so long. And this is one of about 5 couples that I have watched on YouTube for many years that have broken up. And it was interesting, on the heels of this, that I went in and I read the tweets underneath here. And immediately underneath the tweet, somebody said, what the hell happened? We deserve a video soon about this once. You guys get over it, I guess. And somebody responds and says, we actually don't deserve anything. This is their business. If they want to share, that is their choice. And somebody responds to that and says, absolutely correct. It is none of our business. Leave them alone to deal with it. They don't need people demanding an explanation. And, I think that's really true. And I understand that I'm a gossip drama commentary channel. I try to always do it with a kind heart. I try to always do it in a way that, I'm giving some life experience based on what I've known. I've talked very openly about my past 2 relationships and their ending and me moving on and having learned things from those relationships that helped my relationship with my husband today. And this is not a video about me talking about my divorce, not today. But it might at some point. I don't know. I don't know what my future holds for me. I don't know that 1 or 2 years down the road that my husband and I, something will happen and we need to move on. I don't know. I don't know that, how I would share if one of my dogs passed away or if my dad passed away. I don't know how I will share personal things on my channel. I guess what I'll plan to do is just share my truth like I have before. And the way that people respond to it is their business, not mine. But I think that we need to be really, really more considerate of YouTubers out there, because at the end of the day, they're just human beings that are living their life on camera for us to enjoy and not pass judgment on. And I read this tweet that Christine Seidelko put out. And y'all know I love Christine Seidelko, right? And she very rarely tweets serious stuff. So when she does, it's kind of like dun, 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 boom. It like stands out to me. And she posted this tweet, and I know a lot of people didn't agree with it. And I just think it's an interesting point. And she said, "No offense, but YouTube fans really need to learn how to respect people's privacy and stop asking someone's personal relationships, because if everything is fine, it's annoying. And if there really is a problem, seeing tweets about it constantly just makes it more awkward." And I thought about that, and I thought, you know, either way, the discussion has to be hurtful to those people involved, which is why I have chosen not to do videos about people's relationships. I have talked on here about people's friendships, but I think going forward, I'm really going to question whether I even do that. On a daily basis, I try to be a better version of myself yesterday, and I try to remain teachable. And there are some things that I think are just too painful and too hurtful to have to comment on. And somebody's breakup, somebody's separation, somebody's divorce, for me, is one of those. It's not drama. It's not gossip. It's not even anything to comment on. To me, it's just something that kind of makes me really, really sad for them, because I can't imagine have to go through it myself and put out there a statement, because people are going to ask, because you are a public figure and people want to know what's going on, and then feel that they have a right to know the intricacies and the details of your life. And at the end of the day, the reality is YouTubers make content videos for us to enjoy as super fans. And we have to give them some privacy as well. And, you know, privacy is not free today. And I think the more the internet grows and social media grows and YouTube grows, the less privacy is there. And I think it's something we really need to consider when we love these people, how to step away and say, just for today, maybe, just for tomorrow, just for a few weeks, we'll give you your space. And when you choose to come out and talk about this openly, we'll be right by your side, just like we always have been. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.